A federal trade court has just blocked President Trump from imposing sweeping tariffs under emergency powers, striking down, at least for now, one of his key economic tools. The ruling says that the president overstepped his authority under the 1977 Emergency Powers Law. His tariffs, which rattled markets and angered trade partners, now face an uncertain future. We take a live look right now at the port of Long Beach, where between Long Beach and LA, 40% of the nation's imports come through. We've seen a big drop-off in ships heading there because of these tariffs, and we could now see a major shift in commerce once again. For more, we bring in Jessica Levinson, professor at Loyola Law School. All right, Professor, walk us through here. What exactly are they saying?
I think exactly what you said, which is the president doesn't have the authority under the statute. I do, yes.
Jessica, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was hearing somebody in my ear.
Yeah.
So what we have here is under the Constitution, Congress has the power under the Foreign Commerce Clause to regulate commerce among foreign nations and among the states. So what do we have? Why do we have a president acting at all? Because what we have is Congress ceding authority for years, in fact, decades, to the president. But what we now understand from at least one court is that there's a limit to that authority. And what the trade court said is basically they were looking at this law, which does give the president emergency powers when it comes to certain trade laws, and said, you don't have that power here. I believe both that the emergency doesn't exist and this particular law has never been used with respect to imposing tariffs.
Yeah, it's called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, which is at issue here. And it's arguments that, frankly, the governor of California and the attorney general of California made in their lawsuit as well, saying what's happening here. So what does this mean practically? Are the tariffs have to stop? Like, what does it actually mean for the average person right now?
So what the Trump administration has said is that they are going to appeal immediately. This is something that could go up to the Supreme Court. Alex, to your question, I think the answer is that it depends on whether, when this case is appealed, that it will go to the circuit court, because the circuit court has jurisdiction over the International Trade Court. Whether or not the circuit court says we'll allow the tariffs to go into effect while this case is being heard, or we're going to push pause, we're going to keep that lower court decision in place, and the tariffs will not go into effect. I hate to give a lawyer's answer when so many people are affected by these tariffs, but I think the answer really is, when the Trump administration, again, immediately runs to the federal circuit, will the federal circuit say that decision is stayed, or will they allow this decision to go into effect?
And what's the timing on something like that?
Well, you know, again, your most favorite answer, which is it depends. So the Trump administration said immediately, we're going to appeal. We know that courts can act quickly when they need to and want. And in this case, arguments were actually heard a few weeks ago. The decision came out for federal courts pretty quickly just now. But we're talking, I suspect, weeks, not days. With respect to the stay, I think we could be looking at potentially just days.
Yeah, because this is such a big thing that impacts so many people's bottom lines and the prices that we pay for everything. But that would be an unbelievable moment if the courts strike down what President Trump is doing, his signature economic issue. But we'll see.
And Alex, could I add one thing, which is Congress could work with the president. If Congress wants these tariffs to go into effect, the court isn't saying here these tariffs can never be implemented. What the court is saying is that the statute doesn't give the president the authority. The president can go to Congress and say, give me the authority.
And as we know, many of these tariffs have been politically unpopular so far. So the question is, would Republican members of Congress want to put their name on this or not? We'll see. Jessica Levinson, thanks for the analysis on this big breaking story tonight.
Thank you.